Hey man, Shane here. This before and after photo ostensibly shows Jeff Nippard losing 30 pounds, and the title of the video clearly implies that he did it in 60 days. That isn't impossible, but it didn't feel right, so I went to his Instagram to see if I could get a better idea of the timeline. It looks like he started his cut more than 86 weeks ago, and he was still cutting 36 weeks ago. So that means he was cutting for at least 350 days, which is a little bit more than 60 days. The other thing is, his after photo looks like this, but that doesn't look like the after photo in his thumbnail, so I'm not sure what's going on there either. But that isn't the point I want to argue about. I think Jeff Nippard is wrong about how to build bigger abs, and I think he's wrong enough that it would prevent most of you from getting results. I almost didn't make this video, but then I saw Jeff Nippard criticizing another YouTuber for recommending ab circuits. Ab circuits are high rep, low rest circuits. That might not be quite ideal for stimulating muscle growth, and I wouldn't recommend it by default, but it can work pretty well, and you can absolutely build great abs that way. I think Jeff Nippard's mistake is quite a bit worse. Let me explain why. My specialty is helping skinny guys bulk up, so most of my clients are already well under 20% body fat. They're already lean enough to have abs. The problem is, their abs aren't very big yet, so they don't show through. And Jeff Nippard seems to understand that. At the beginning of his video, he explains how your abs are just like any other muscle group, so you ought to train them just like any other muscle group. If you want to make them bigger, you should use hypertrophy training.
To get your six-pack to really pop, you'd be much better off doing progressive overload training, just like you would for any other muscle. That means loading the ab muscles with weight.
And that's true. He recommends two different types of exercises. The first type of exercise he recommends is a weighted crunch for your upper abs, something like a cable crunch. The second type of exercise is a hanging leg raise or reverse crunch to emphasize your lower abs. And those are great exercises. If what you care about is your rectus abdominis, your six-pack, then those two exercises will do a great job of bulking it up. Then Jeff talks about the importance of doing cardio, which is amazing for your health and also quite good for helping you build a smaller waist. Like other forms of exercise, cardio causes you to burn proportionally more visceral fat. Visceral fat is the type of fat you store underneath your abs, around your organs, where it can cause health problems, especially as your waist circumference starts to climb past 40 inches. So it won't help you chisel out your abs or build a visible six-pack, but it will help you get a smaller, leaner waist, and it's great for your health. So it definitely makes sense to include it, whether you're trying to build muscle or burn fat. However, Jeff says he's mainly using cardio as a way to burn calories, and that brings us to the crux of the issue. In the first part of the video, Jeff Nippard explained how if you want to build bigger ab muscles, then you need to bulk them up just like you would any other muscle, and that's true. But here in the nutrition section, he's recommending a fairly steep calorie deficit.
You want to lose about 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. So if you currently weigh 200 pounds, try to lose about 1 to 2 pounds per week.
Some people can build muscle in a calorie deficit, but they tend to be overweight and out of shape beginners. Jeff Nippard isn't either one of those, and I'm not sure most of his audience is either. If you're skinny, relatively lean, or if you've already been lifting weights for a while, then you can't even expect to build much muscle at maintenance, let alone in a calorie deficit. To build muscle, you probably need to eat in a calorie surplus. That's why this video doesn't make very much sense. He's recommending a hypertrophy training routine for your abs, but then he's pairing it with a diet that won't support the muscle growth you're stimulating, except under very specific circumstances that don't apply to me, probably don't apply to him, and might not apply to you either. Instead, I recommend bulking up your abs while you're eating enough food to actually build muscle. For some of us, that might mean eating closer to maintenance, going for a recomp. For most of us, especially most of the people watching this channel, that means eating enough food to gain at least a little bit of weight on the scale each week. When we have skinny fat or overweight clients who are new to lifting weights, then training their abs while giving them a fat loss diet works great. But if you're a skinny guy, you'll do far better by bulking your way into abs. If you finish your bulk with a soft midsection, that's totally fine. You can always trim away the fat afterwards, after you've gotten your abs big and strong. If you need to trim away some fat, you should probably keep training your abs while cutting, but you don't need to, and I never have. The small amount of stimulation your abs get from compound exercises is more than enough to maintain their size while cutting. Finally, I think Jeff Nippard is one of the best content creators on YouTube, up there with guys like this. That's why I wanted to respond to his video. I'd much rather criticize the best natural content creators than talk about some crazy thing a crazy person said. I think that's better for the fitness industry overall. All right, that's it for now. I hope to see you in the next one.